Hello and welcome to In Depth. I'm Teena Jha. In November 2012, BJP leader Subramanian Swamy filed a complaint before a trial court alleging massive corruption by top Congress leaders in the acquisition of Associated Journals Ltd by a company, Young India Pvt Ltd. The Associated Journals Ltd is a public listed company incorporated back in 1937, which was in the business of publishing newspapers and magazines, including the National Herald newspaper, founded and edited by Jawaharlal Nehru for almost 2 decades. The National Herald case, as it has now come to be known, pertains to the acquisition of AJL and all its holdings by a company called Young India Pvt Ltd. Young India has on its board of directors Congress President Rahul Gandhi and his mother Sonia Gandhi. The PIL filed by Subramanian Swamy alleges that Young India took over the assets of the defunct print media outlet AJL in a malicious manner to gain profit and assets worth over 2,000 crore rupees. Both Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are accused in the case and were summoned by a Delhi court in June 2014. The Congress alleges the case is a political witch hunt, while the BJP describes it as a prime example of corruption by the Congress and the Gandhi family. Today in Depth, we understand the nitty-gritties of the National Herald case, how the transfer from AJL to Young India took place, and a chronology of events in the case. In 2008, Associated Journals had shut down after it amassed a huge amount of debt, about 90 crore rupees. Subramanian Swamy has alleged that Young India Pvt Ltd had paid only 50 lakh rupees to obtain the right to recover 90 crore 25 lakh rupees that AJL had owed to the Congress party, given earlier as a loan. According to documents, 76% of shareholding of Young India Pvt Ltd is with Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, while the remaining 24% rests with the others named in the case. Subramanian Swamy also alleged that the loan given to AJL was illegal as it had been taken from party funds. The centre has opposed in the Delhi High Court an appeal against a single judge order asking National Herald publisher AJL to vacate its premises, saying the firm clandestinely transferred its majority shares to Young India, in which Congress chief Rahul Gandhi and his mother Sonia Gandhi are shareholders. A bench of Chief Justice Rajendra Menon and Justice V.K. Rao were told by Solicitor General Tushar Mehta on Monday that the land was allocated to AJL on lease for printing press, and this dominant purpose was stopped several years ago. The bench was hearing arguments on AJL's appeal against the single judge's December 21, 2018 decision, which had dismissed its plea challenging the centre's order to vacate its premises. The court had asked the publisher to vacate the ITO premises within 2 weeks, after which eviction proceedings under the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Documents Act 1971 would be initiated. Representing the centre, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta told the court that the National Herald newspaper stopped publication in 2008 and employees were offered voluntary retirement scheme. In 2010-11, clandestinely, the property worth thousands of crores of rupees was transferred to Young India. When the team went for inspection to see whether the purpose was going on, nothing was found. The Solicitor General also argued that by taking note of certain dates, the court will find the calculated clandestine design to transfer shares to Young India. Appearing for AJL, senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi argued that the first inspection notice was given on 6 September 2016, and the allegation of not doing any press activity at the premises was made for the first time on 8th of June 2018. He added that the concept of press is not hard structure press, and the digital version of the newspaper was started on 14th November 2016. Challenging the single judge order, Singhvi said it ought to have issued formal notice and asked the centre to place their say formally by way of a counter or reply affidavit.
देखिए, नेशनल हेराल्ड केस में एक तो जिसको मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग कहते हैं, वो is there about money laundering and siphoning of funds, cheating, fraud. Number of issues are there, violation of company laws, company rules, and violation of SEBI rules have also taken place. But the Congress says that they are clear on this and they have not violated any rules in this regard.
The single judge had earlier said in its order that by transfer of AJL's 99% shares to Young India, the beneficial interest of AJL's property worth 413 crore and 40 lakh rupees stands clandestinely transferred to Young India. The single judge had also said that AJL has been hijacked by Young India, in which Congress chief Rahul Gandhi and his mother Sonia Gandhi are shareholders. The single judge had dismissed AJL's plea, challenging the centre's order by holding that the publisher has not provided any instance to support the serious allegations of malafide levelled against the ruling dispensation. The centre had contended before the court the transfer of 99% stake in AJL to Young India when the latter bought the former's 90 crore rupees debt for a consideration of 50 lakh rupees led to a virtual sale of the Herald building at ITO. The Land and Development Office ended its 56-year-old lease and asked AJL to vacate the ITO premises, saying no press has functioned there for at least 10 years and it was being used only for commercial purposes in violation of the lease deed. In its order, the Land and Development Office also said failure to hand over possession would lead to initiation of proceedings under the Public Premises Act. The Land and Development Office had entered into a lease with AJL on 2nd August 1962, which was made perpetual on 10th of January 1967.
See, as far as the Congress is concerned, this, according to them, is strictly not a commercial transaction. That's the most obvious argument that they can take. And it is their decision to lend an interest-free loan for any transaction. According to them, that is their prerogative. And according to them, this autonomy cannot be questioned. Point number 3 is it also, this kind of a transaction is precisely why you end up asking questions about the funding of political parties, where the money comes from and where it is subsequently used. And it ends up bringing out reactions with respect to whether political parties and their income should be subject to RTI as well. Okay. So as far as I am concerned, the Congress's position is merely this, that this is a decision that was taken by the Congress party and this was taken with the consent of the top or the high command of the Congress party, and it is an internal issue. According to them, this is not illegal at all.
AJL denied the allegations in the petition filed in the High Court. It said the government kept silent till April 2018 when it again sent a notice for inspection and said it was coming to check breaches mentioned in the notice of 10th October 2016. In its plea, AJL also said the digital versions of English newspaper National Herald, Hindi's Navjeevan and Urdu's Qawmi Awaz have commenced from 2016-17. The weekly newspaper National Herald on Sunday resumed on 24th September 2017, and Hindi weekly newspaper Sunday Navjeevan was also being published since October last year. Both newspapers are being published from the ITO premises, added AJL in its plea before the Delhi High Court. Further arguments in the matter will be heard on 1st February 2019. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. So it was in November 2012 that Subramanian Swamy filed a complaint in the court against Sonia and Rahul Gandhi alleging fraud, misappropriation of funds, land grab as well as cheating. Since then, several hearings have been held in trial court, Delhi High Court as well as the Supreme Court. The Enforcement Directorate and Income Tax Departments also filed their separate cases in the matter. Here are the details of the case as it has progressed. On 1st November 2012, Subramanian Swamy filed a private complaint in a Delhi court against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi for alleged misappropriation of National Herald's assets and cheating. In his complaint, he alleged that both Sonia and Rahul Gandhi have committed fraud and land grabbing worth 16 billion rupees.
Swamy alleged that a private company, Young India, which has Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi on its board of directors, had taken over the assets of the defunct Associated Journals Ltd in a malicious manner to gain profit and assets worth over 2,000 crore rupees. His complaint alleged that on 26 February 2011, AJL approved the transfer of unsecured loan of 90 crore rupees from the AICC on 0% interest. Young India duly paid 50 lakh rupees to acquire AJL's entire shareholding. The complaint also alleged that through the acquisition they got the publication rights of the National Herald and the SWAMY'S newspapers. The holdings included their prime real estate properties across India, including the 7-storied Herald House in New Delhi.
The National Herald case was filed on the basis of complaint by Subramanian Swamy, wherein he said that Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi were involved in a cheating and fraud case where the loan, which a commercial loan was given by the Indian National Congress to the National Herald Group, and this loan was not repaid. On account of that loan or not being repaid, the Indian National Young India company was formed, which took over the entire assets of the National Herald, which was more than 5,000 crores.
Swamy alleged that the acquired properties, which were meant only for the purposes of publishing newspapers, were used for commercial purposes. Soon after he filed his complaint, the Congress party responded that the loan was given only for reviving the National Herald newspaper with no commercial interest. On 26 June 2014, the trial court summoned Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Vora, Oscar Fernandez, and Suman Dubey and Sam Pitroda to appear in the court on August 7th. The defendants appealed in the Delhi High Court against the summons issued by the magistrate. On 1st August 2014, the Delhi High Court issued notice to Swamy on a batch of petitions filed by the Gandhis and others in the case, seeking a stay on summons issued for August 7th. On 6 August 2014, the Delhi High Court stayed proceedings against the Gandhis and others in the case. On 15 December 2014, the Delhi High Court extended the stay till disposal of appeals. On 12th January 2015, the judge of the Delhi High Court recused himself from hearing the case and directed that the petitions be directed before an appropriate bench. On 27 January 2015, the Supreme Court directed Subramanian Swamy to make a case for speedy trial in the Delhi High Court. On 7th December 2015, the Delhi High Court dismissed the appeals of Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and 5 others and ordered them to appear in person before the trial court on 9th December. On 19 December 2015, the trial court granted bail to Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and 3 others. Pitroda was granted bail a day later. On 12 February 2016, the Supreme Court granted exemption to all 5 accused in the case from personal appearances while refusing to quash proceedings against them. On 11 March 2016, the trial court allowed to examine balance sheets of Congress, AJL and Young India Pvt Ltd from 2010 to 2013. On 12 July 2016, the Delhi High Court set aside the trial court judgment allowing examination of balance sheets. Meanwhile, in August 2014, the Enforcement Directorate initiated a probe to discover if there was any money laundering in the case. It decided to close the case a year later due to lack of substantive evidence, but reopened the case in September 2015. The Income Tax Department filed its own charges against Sonia and Rahul Gandhi for concealing income of 154 crore rupees in the assessment year 2011-2012, leading to the imposition of tax and a penalty of 249 crore rupees.
एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ बैलेंस शीट्स जो कांग्रेस का जो बैलेंस शीट है उस पे अभी लड़ाई चल रही है एंड दैट पर्टिकुलर इशू इज समथिंग दैट द ट्रायल कोर्ट विल टेक अप ऑन द नेक्स्ट डेट ऑफ हियरिंग आई थिंक दैट्स कमिंग अप इन दिस मंथ ओनली एंड as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, the Supreme Court is concerned about the tax issue because that's something that's been reopened because the tax department is saying that allow us to proceed with the findings that we have. Because our issue is different from the issue that is being raised by Mr. Subramanian Swamy. Mr. Subramanian Swamy is on the criminality of the transaction, whereas the tax department is on the assessment, the tax assessment of the particular transaction, which is to say, if you have benefited to a certain amount or to a certain degree from a certain transaction, did you or did you not disclose it as part of your tax returns? That is the limited question that the tax department is looking at.
On 12 May 2017, the Delhi High Court cleared the way for the Income Tax Department to investigate Rahul and Sonia Gandhi. On 26 May 2018, Subramanian Swamy's application to the trial court seeking a directive for the defendants to verify material filed by him in the National Herald case was denied. On December 21, 2018, a single-judge bench of the Delhi High Court ordered the Associated Journals Ltd to vacate Herald House building at ITO in New Delhi.
Entire premises was given for publishing and printing, but none of those activities were going on at the premises. So therefore, they have started the eviction process. They say if they do not evict the process, they will undertake eviction process under the Public Premises Eviction Act. So the single judge in Delhi High Court did not stay the order of the government, and subsequently they have filed the appeal. That appeal is coming up for hearing.
The Congress has called the case a witch hunt against the party, while the centre has been calling it a case of corruption, in which action needs to be taken against the culprits. With inputs from Bharat Singh Divakar, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
The National Herald newspaper was launched in 1938 and was known for being the mouthpiece of the Indian National Congress. But by the year 2008, the paper was shut down due to its huge financial losses. Here's a look at its downfall over the years.
Associated Journals Ltd or AJL, an unlisted public company limited by shares, was incorporated on 20th November 1937. It was the brainchild of Jawaharlal Nehru, but it was never his personal property, as it had over 1,000 shareholders, mostly Congress leaders. Apart from Nehru, AJL's Memorandum of Association was signed by Purushottam Das Tandon, Acharya Narendra Dev, Kailash Nath Kadju, Rafi Ahmed Kidwai, Krishna Dutt Paliwal and Govind Ballabh Pant. In 1938, Associated Journals Ltd started as a public company to publish National Herald, a mouthpiece of the Indian National Congress. It began publishing National Herald by September 1938. Back then, the paper had only one edition in Lucknow and it was edited by K. Ramarao till 1946.
Associated Journals Ltd was a company set up by Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru in 1937. And this was meant to be a public company because there were very prominent shareholders, including freedom fighters such as Govind Ballabh Pant. This company was set up to basically run newspapers such as the National Herald, Qawmi Awaz and even Navjeevan Times in Hindi, from what I understand. So one English newspaper, one Urdu newspaper and one Hindi newspaper. And this particular entity did fairly well, and it had amassed real estate to the tune of about 5,000 crores at the very least. In the 2000s, it ran into losses and it had a debt of about 90 crores. So this is the story as far as Associated Journals Ltd is concerned, which is the entity known as AJL. So AJL runs National Herald. This is the newspaper run by them.
Over the decades, National Herald, operating from its 7-storied building Herald House on Bahadur Shah Zafar Marg in New Delhi, recorded losses of 90 crore rupees. The circulation and finances also dropped before it was finally shut down in 2008. On closure of National Herald, Associated Journals Ltd carried a debt of 90 crore rupees on its books. The money had reportedly been lent to it by the Congress party from public funds. Under the Representation of People Act 1950, political parties are not allowed to give loans. 2 years after shutting down National Herald, the Gandhis in 2010 incorporated Young India Pvt Ltd, a not-for-profit Section 25 company with a paid-up capital of 5 lakh rupees. The shareholding pattern of Young India was divided among the Gandhi family. 76% of its equity is reportedly owned by Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi combined. The balance 24% is reportedly owned by former Congress Treasurer Motilal Vora, Congress veteran Oscar Fernandez and others. Motilal Vora has been the chairman and managing director of AJL since 22nd March 2002.
A company called Young India was incorporated, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi Ms. Sonia Gandhi, Oscar Fernandez and Motilal Vora were the directors of this particular company, and they were also holding important positions in the Congress party, and they were also holding important positions in AJN at that particular point of time. So here are three entities in which the same set of people are holding important positions. Now you have to understand that one is a political party, the other is a private company, the third is a public company. So to clear the 90 crore debt of AJL, Young India gets a loan of 90 crores from the Indian National Congress to purchase the entity known as AJL. Therefore, along with it, it also gets National Herald. Young India was set up with a capital of only about 50 lakh rupees. Okay, so here is an institution which is set up with a capital of about 50 lakh rupees, gets a loan of 90 crores from a political party for the purposes of taking over another public entity which owns properties worth 5,000 crores. Okay. So the first question that you have to ask yourself is, when decisions with respect to all the three entities are taken by the same set of people, is the decision colorable or is it a genuine decision? Second, who benefits out of this particular transaction? Is the benefit legal or illegal? Third, when the Indian National Congress decides to give a loan of 90 crores for this particular transaction, this transaction is a commercial transaction for all practical purposes. In such a situation, can a political party lend money for a commercial transaction? Is that a violation or not? That is one of the central allegations of Mr. Subramanian Swamy against the Indian National Congress as well.
Soon after the National Herald shut down, Rahul Gandhi publicly announced that the Congress had no intention of restarting it. Rahul and Sonia Gandhi's newly formed company Young India Pvt Ltd meanwhile decided to buy Associated Journals Ltd and settle its debt. To raise funds to buy Associated Journals, Young India found a generous firm in Kolkata which lent it 50 lakh rupees interest-free. Young India duly paid 50 lakh rupees to acquire Associated Journals' entire shareholding. At the same time, the Congress wrote off AJL's 90 crore rupee debt. Thus, Young India Pvt Ltd, by paying 50 lakh rupees of borrowed interest-free money from a Kolkata firm, had by 2012 acquired not only the entire equity of debt-free Associated Journals Ltd and its defunct newspaper National Herald, but also its prime properties spread across India, including the 7-storied Herald House in New Delhi. The conservative value of these property would be over 2,000 crore rupees today. Subramanian Swamy filed a complaint in 2013 against the alleged money laundering, saying the Gandhis siphoned off AJL's public funds and acquired it illegally. A Delhi court summoned Sonia, Rahul and others, and since then the case is sub judice. With inputs from Bharat Singh Divakar, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
So that's it from us in today's edition of In Depth. We'll be back same time tomorrow with a focus on some other important subject. You can also watch our episodes online on YouTube and Twitter and get back to us with your feedback and suggestions. Thank you very much for your time.